Good evening, everybody. How's everybody out there this night? Hola. Glad to have everybody in call. We got here Miss Robinson. How you doing? Miss Brewer. Mr. Freddie Sherman. Should have been a fighter. That's a perfect name for that. Miss Collins over in Australia. How you doing, dear? Mr. Ishmael, how you doing, sir? Mr. Carter, I have glasses, but I don't have glasses, so pardon my squinting once in a while. Miss Akiko, good to have you, dear. So many faces on here. Man, oh man, Mr. Harrison, Miss Lynn, how you doing? Marcia Carter, Miss Belena. Man, oh man, oh man. We're glad to have you guys on the call. And as Mr. Thomas had talked about, let me make some lighting adjustments here. I can't make my face any prettier. It's born ugly, so. But talked about we're going to be doing some video. I have video and I have live video. Was recorded, and then some testimony of a gentleman and his deal with his identity theft company. And that way, you know, it's one thing to hear the story, but when you hear it live, it's like, oh, wow. So with that, I got some notes here, guys, and it just kind of show you with what's going on. I don't know, did anybody get on the call over the past couple of days that the coalition put on? So a couple of us got on there. Some good. Did you guys get some good notes? Man, the identity theft guy. What's his name? Mr. Acedia. Mr. Acedia had some crazy stories and some good information. So I hope you guys got some of that. So, and on those lines, we're going to be doing some ID Seal and some Vivint. Okay. So with that being said, everybody ready to go? Got your pen? Got your paper? Because we got some good stuff, guys, and then hopefully we can take these stories, and it's not that it's your story, because these stories aren't mine, but I can use those stories when I'm talking to customers, right? Now, what does everybody like? Everybody likes what they can see with your Vivint. Does anybody have Vivint here? And I know Akiko, you might not have Vivint over there, but over here, if you have someone here is having that app. And does anybody have that app where your phone actually turns on when someone walks in front of your business or your residence? See, my phone kicks on and alerts me. And Mr. Marty, yeah, I see you every time you come over to my house, Chris. But my phone alerts me when someone's at my door, whether they ring the doorbell or not. Okay? So when that goes on, when I'm out and about, I try to make a big deal. Oh, hold on a sec. Someone's at my front door. Okay? And they're like, oh, okay, thank you. Sorry about that. It was just here. Let me show you. It was the package guy. See, he's dropping it off right there. You know, it looks like maybe it was over here that they, like the Jehovah's Witness, go door to door. So, it was like maybe the people talking about church or something. And people are like, what is that? Oh, that's just my home security. You have home security. You got one of these, right? No, I don't. I got home security and I don't got that. But that's your foot in the door. Does that make sense? Always looking for that foot in the door. So, and when we get these videos, people don't understand the power of it and what it does for people. Because if I can get them hooked, I can then show them what's happened to other people. Because like I say, some of this stuff hasn't happened to me. Okay? So I got to use other people's videos. And I use it like no one's business. So let me try this and let me share my screen. All right, everybody see that? All right, good. Bear with me, guys, because I am not a techie. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger for everybody. And no laughing at me either. Okay, a little bit better? All right, so now what we do is we're going to get on here and we're going to show you live video of what happened at my friend's store. And you might have seen this before. But let's roll. Now, could you guys hear the beep on the alarm? Okay, so activated. He just planted. If you guys look, he just planted all those flowers in a couple of days prior to this. So he had all these pretty flowers. They got people driving up taking plants out. Just because of the alert itself scared them off. All right. So there we go. That was one. All right. All right. So let's make this a little bit bigger. Here's number 2. So they had so much action down there. They actually hired a security guy, but the security guy is never around. It's like, what are you paying for, right? But you know what? Those cameras never go on break. They never call in sick, and they're always there for you when someone's walking around trying to get in your business. Oh, maybe not today. You see the deterrent? Was that crazy? All right. So this is the front of his store again. The other one was at the back of the store. This is the front. So he's got cameras in the front and back. So I don't know if you could hear that or not, but the guy actually rattled the front doors trying to get in. Isn't that crazy? See, so it alerts him on his phone, so he's able to see, make sure that the guy left and walked away, or you know, do other things. So a lot of people wonder, like for your cameras, how sensitive are our cameras? What does it take for someone to activate the camera? This will tell you an idea how sensitive our cameras are to movement. Is that crazy? The bee set the alarm, set the activator off. So when you're talking to people, you got things to show them, because these are questions that people have. They're questions that people have, like, what are your cameras like? What's going on? What's this? What's that? And having this knowledge is actually going to put you in a position to answer. Because when you have that information, then that gives you the power to be able to answer those questions. Does it make sense? Because if you can answer those questions, I mean, here's what I tell people who get Vivint. I said, show all your friends. So here's what happened the other day to Mr. Brian here. The other day, a lady got Vivint through him, right? And her phone was sitting on the counter and it kept going off. And the girl's sister's looking at it. She says, what's that on your what's Vivint? And she goes, oh, that's my home security. Let me check it out. So she checked it out and showed the girl that someone come up and did that, knocked on the front door, or a package or something. I can't remember what it was. But the sister was like, oh my God, how much was it? Can I get it? End up calling in and getting another service. 2 services for one action. And tell your people, show all your friends and family. They're going to love this. I'm telling you. That's huge. So now, this is how you know what's going on in your house when you're not at home. Okay. Now, that was Jose. We told him we were going to front him off. That's our gardener. That's his gardener and my gardener. But did you see the business card he took? See, this is what I like about this gardener. Anytime I get other people who mow lawns come to my yard or Brian's yard here, he removes the business cards for people that do the same work as he does. So I don't have to worry about it. He does the work for me. No, just kidding. We told him we were going to put him on Front Street tonight. And let me see if I'm doing something wrong here. All right. And the last one I got video on is, and I know some things are said on here. I don't know if it's anything verbal, but see, guys, remember, all these videos are stored not on your cell phone, not on your computer. They're stored at a Vivint site. Okay? So what's that mean? That means you don't have access to it nowadays, everything you can change everything up, cut and paste and do all that stuff, right? So all this stuff is stored off-site. So from what I'm told, that you can actually use this in a court of law if you had to prove a case. Okay? Yep. If you have it like Ring is stored at your place. You cannot use it. Whether they show, you see Diane Collins' face there, taking all your packages at Christmas. There's her face, smiling, waving at the camera, because it's stored on your site, your house site, that you can't use it. Look, she's taking my packages. Can't use it. So, but important. So more information to know when we're talking to people about Vivint. So hold on a sec here. So he's coming from the front of the store. Okay, maybe not today. And then the front camera got him. So let's see here. How do I do? Okay. So that's the Vivint. Okay. Knowing what you got when you talk to people is your biggest asset. Anybody know what the Vivint points are here for the US? And this means that Kiko, you can get them. Diane can get them too, for people knowing. 10 points. 10 points in the US. Good residuals off that too. You know what the average, what did Mr. Sadia say? Here's some numbers for you. So, I'm sorry. This is for the next one. So for the Vivint, knowing the information you have when you're talking to people, showing, what did we do as kids? When we were kids, we showed look at my new toy. You walked around like a strutting rooster. Look what I got. Look, you got a new phone. Women, you got a new ring. What do? We always show our new stuff. Get that Vivint. Have your people that get Vivint, show them. Show your family, show your friends. Maybe work out. I know when there's a bonus, we usually, just thinking outside the box. We talk about this all the time. We think outside the box is if they say, oh, if you get a Vivint account this month, you get $200. We don't take that money. I'm getting residuals. So if someone says, hey, you know what? This month, my wife and I give you a $200, because the $200 is coming to me. And it's like 3 months, pay the bill in 3 months, you get your $200 bonus, right? And when you get that, is I give it back to the people. $200, you get signed up with Vivint. What? It was money they were giving me anyway, right? Or it was $100. Hey, if you get Vivint before Friday, it's $100. We'll give you $100. So that's huge. So use the tools. See, this is simple. Did we talk about anything you guys don't already know? There may be some points about Vivint you didn't know, but how simple was that? Use that, right? So Mr. Thomas should be able to see about 1,000 Vivints coming to his account this week. Because that's the simplicity of it. Honestly, what if you got 10 Vivint accounts this month? What did your points go up? 100. 10 times 10 is 100. Man, I'm really struggling to get 20%. 10 Vivint accounts. And it's interesting. Someone who gets Vivint from you has usually talked to somebody else who has home security. Now understand this. This is another benefit when I talk about Ring. Ring has been getting hacked into. And when we, in fact, we talked to Brian at the cell phone store, he goes, oh yeah, it's easy to do. And I'm like, holy crap, really? So there's a way to hack into the camera. And what they were actually doing is they were caught watching the children inside the house. There was a camera, I guess, placed where they could see the children. Okay. So the big thing about Vivint is we have, what do they call it? Oh yeah, military encryption. We've not, to this day, have not been hacked. Okay. So you want Ring that's getting hacked in, or you want Vivint that's military encryption that has never been hacked? You can go the cheaper way. It's your family, not mine. My family's protected. But that's how I talk to my friends anyway. So, all right. So that's the Vivint part. Anybody have any quick questions? Run through. I know this will go forever, but it's keep it simple. It's home security that is kick butt. All right. All right. Now let's go on to some ID Seal. So I'm going to start the ID Seal with, and now it's not a video. See if I can find this here. Okay, here it is. So it's not a video, so I won't need to show my screen. But listen to this. I'm going to make sure I got this up. Listen to this. So this is the gentleman, and I'll explain a little bit more after it's over. So a little bit before, so I get a phone call. I'm on my way home. I had uptown doing something. I get a phone call. And I never get a phone call from Mr. Jeff, ever. And he goes, all right, this is weird, because I got his number in my phone. I says, hey, Jeff, what are you doing? Not much. What are you doing? Oh, I'm headed home. He goes, all right. He gave me a little explanation of what you're going to listen to. And his next question is, so where are you going right now? Well, I'm not stupid all the time. So I said, well, I'm headed to your place right now to get you hooked up. He goes, okay, I'll see you in a couple minutes then. Him and his wife became customers on the spot. Okay. Now here's his story. This is his words. Did I get it?
More about where that came up, and they got me the information and phone number. I called. It was in Texas, Small Business Administration. There was a $75,000 loan that was about to issue in my name. Oh, wow. My home address under Swain Manufacturing. And of course, it wasn't going to be my bank account, but we were able to catch that and stop it. When I called LifeLock, I was underwhelmed. They didn't. He offered very little, and then he tried to pump my package up. Tried to go into a sales pitch about how I needed to buy the bigger package, and I said, no. What does my package do for me now? And he said, well, I can tell you that you need to call the major credit services and report this as a fraud alert, and I'll put a fraud alert on your credit. I said, but what do you do for me? Well, we'll just continue to monitor. But they didn't monitor what happened. We've taken out several, we've bought a piece of property, and we've done a lot of things recently, and nothing's ever come up with LifeLock that a transaction was happening. So we decided it was time we end our relationship. The more about where that came up, and they got me the information and phone number. I called. It was in Texas, Small Business Administration. There was a $75,000 loan that was about to issue in my name.
Oh, so it's just replayed. So there it is, guys. $75,000 loan. And I usually don't say the company's name, but he said it. LifeLock didn't notify him, nothing, and it was getting ready to be issued. And he had already had some construction loans because they brought some property out here, kind of north of town, real nice place. And him and his wife are going to build their, you know, I guess you'd call it forever home at my age. So he was really upset. And then the thing that LifeLock told him was the first thing he said, the guy tried to upsell me. So the reason LifeLock tries to upsell, because we have two packages, and here's the benefit, and I use this when I'm talking about ID Seal to people, right? So what I tell them is, like, look, because I say, well, my plan with LifeLock's cheaper. I go, yeah, you got one of the smaller plans. You're not completely covered. And it usually gets that, like, what you talk about, Willis? Look from them, right? So if you explain that, what I love about ID Seal is we have two plans, just you or your family. And that covers you entirely. See, LifeLock and a lot of the other companies, if you guys don't already know, have multiple plans. If you want one credit bureau, it's $15. If you want two credit bureaus, it's $18. If you want, so they work, does that make sense? Does everybody understand? So if you want more covered, it's going to cost you more. So when you take what LifeLock does, the max, and what we do with our one plan, with kids or without, right? We're cheaper and we actually still do more. So I use that as a tool when I'm talking to people about, well, I have LifeLock. I am protected. What are you paying a month? Oh, that, you know, mine's cheaper. I'm paying $25. Oh, you're not completely covered then. What do you mean? Let's go sit down and have coffee, and we can do that again here in California. So we go sit down and have coffee, and I'll show him, because you talk about, like Mr. Sadias talked about, is that the three packages, the three credit bureaus, and they cover all three credit bureaus for a reason. That way nothing slips through the cracks. And if something slips through the crack with someone else, you're like, oh man, that's too bad. But when something slips through the crack with you, it's like, what do you mean? Like Mr. Jeff Swain. What do you mean? I'm paying you to cover me now. So it's always good at certain times to throw gasoline on the fire. So him and his wife get ID Seal right there. All right. Here's something to know. If you use Max with ID Seal, you might have to go through Google Chrome. Okay. Just FYI. If you guys are here in the States, something I've noticed here. So just use Google Chrome to start it if they've got it, and secure their ID Seal. So as soon as he does, I said, oh, what, Jeff? And his wife's on a computer. Hey, what's that saying with the red dot on it? Because that's where all the violations have occurred, right? So I know this because I have ID Seal. She says, I don't know. Hey, honey, click on the red. So you see her, the mouse, and she clicks on the red, and it brings all these alerts. Boom, 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 boom. I'm playing stupid, but I know what I'm doing. I said, wait, what's that top one say? Oh, your social security number back in 2017, 2016, 28, all these violations. And I says, how long you had LifeLock? Did they tell you about any of those? He goes, no, they didn't. So now he hates LifeLock more, which is what I wanted. So utilize that. So once they get LifeLock, right? I'm sorry, once they get ID Seal, you're going to see all the alerts. Click on the alerts. Show them how to maneuver their way through that. Like we got a neighbor got it, and as kids, well, not my neighbor, someone here in Fresno Clovis, and it showed these red dots. I click on this one because I knew it was the sex offender page. I says, click on that. And it came up, and he's like, all these red dots. He goes, well, this is my address. What are these red dots? I go, well, those are all the registered sex offenders. What? Yeah, click on one of those dots. So just pick one. He picked one and clicked it, and it had the picture, his name, the whole 9 yards. Hey, I know that guy. Yeah, he been waving at you, real friendly. Yeah, now you know what he's about. So when you show them these things that are huge, it makes an impact on them. So when someone comes to him and says, man, hey, who has your life, your identity theft protection? Who do you go through? He's going to throw, I don't go through LifeLock. I got a friend. I'll get you his number. And that's going to be me. Okay. So that's huge. So here's a couple of stories. Now you might have heard one of the stories because this is stuff that impacted us. Right. One of them that's family. And we got a couple of people who are friends, and Veto's on here. How you doing, Veto? So this is my wife's stepsister. Okay. Her name, well, we'll leave her name out, but she came over and she just adopted a baby. So she wanted to get some protection. She's trying to better her credit. So when she did, as soon as she got IDCL, she had all these alerts pop up, right? Like, oh, hey, remember, hit the alerts. Let's see what it is. You know, let's solidify that payment. Let's solidify what they just bought. And so what she did, she's like, what's this? Well, apparently some guy was using her social security number. So what's nice about IDCL, guys, is it'll say what it was. You click on it and you read it. Then if you scroll down a little bit, it said action. And they tell you exactly what to do. Contact us immediately. Notify, the company. This is not you. We're sending you, reach out to, send us an email. We'll send you the paperwork to fill out. So they do all that for us. They actually help us walk through, do some, if it's something they can do, they'll do it. So it's a blessing. So yeah, didn't even know. So some guy's using her social security number. Just crazy. Now, another one, and like I said, the wife's talked about this one too, is the big thing about us is we monitor the children. Okay. Their social media, if they're watching stuff they shouldn't be watching, if they're being cyberbullied in kids, there's the verbiage, the verbal language is just not good. It alerts you. But Rose was at a Support the Blue event here locally. For some of you who haven't heard this story, so she's at a Support the Blue for the police, and she was talking to this lady, and she was talking to Rose about her grandson. Her grandson was being cyberbullied, right, and bullied at school, and the cyberbullying was going on. No one knew. No one knew a thing. And the young man, I think he was 13, and he ended up taking his own life. And what you don't understand is, and this is what Rose is like, and we always think, what if, even in fire and car accidents, what if I would have been there 2 minutes earlier? What if we would have did something different? What if? And Rose can't help to think, like, what if she would have talked to her before? There was no way she could have. She just met her. But what if she could have talked to that woman and she would have got IDCL, got the family plan, and started watching out for her grandchildren? What if she would have found out? That all could have been prevented. So just know that, guys, we need to get the information out, because what we do is huge for people and people's lives, and that's huge. The devastating stuff like that. We had a young lady that was a business owner, and she got IDCL. There's another story, and she had some more alerts pop up, and what she found out was some credit cards have been opened up in her name. I think was it at Macy's, Veto? Yeah, Macy's, right? So it was all cool. You know why it was cool? Because the people were making the payments. Great credit score, right? All of a sudden, credit score goes, what's going on? They quit making payments. So information like that is, here's the question I have. Do you know if you have any credit cards out in your name that you don't know about? No, you don't. You shut it down. But if you don't have IDCL, you're not going to find out. So, but I think you had contact IDCL, and IDCL said, call. We called. IDCL told her exactly what she needed to do, got it taken care of, and much better place now, Veto. Poor thing. But it's crazy what's out there. So I'm going to go through some stuff right now, guys. I'm going to go a little bit over the half-hour mark, but I want you to bear with me. Here's where your note-taking is going to be huge. So the wife and I right now, and you please understand, you got worker B and you got think out, worker B, think inside the box, think only like an employee, and you got business owner, think outside the box. What can I do to make things better? But always thinking, right? Two people. Take the employee, get it out of your head right now, because what we're going to cover is going to be a little bit big. So it's business owner thinking outside the box. You got it? Okay. So Rose and I are making a list of all our friends, all of our contacts, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask them to try. Now, this is just to try the quarterly ID seal. Okay. What is that here for a single? $80, right? $79.99, $80. We'll just get numbers, $80. Try it for the quarter, please. And I got my brother on this plan right now. And because we tested it, I need something from you. ID seal, quarter plan, and I need your story. How you liked it, if it did anything for you. Now, if there's a story there I can use, we're going to use it. And if there isn't, no big deal. Still got residual off it, right? Okay, so think this way. So what if you had 10 people? So let's do this here. We go back to sharing this. I hope everybody can see that. Let's go big. All right, everybody see that? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Collins. All right, so here, what if you decided to get 10 quarterly ID seals for the month and offered to cover half the price for them to try it, right? What would that be worth? Number one, I need your story. At the end of that 3 months, I need to know what it saved, what you found out, what it helped, all that. Would you do that for me? You're asking for the favor, okay? I'm going to cover half. So here's how it goes. So if you did 10 and half of that is 40, half of 80 is what? $40. So $40 times 10 is $400 out of your pocket. Now here it is. I'm thinking like am I thinking like an employee or a business owner? Okay. Now start. What would my return on investment be if I were a new IBO? Because it's going to be a little different here. So if a new IBO, as a new IBO, if I become ETL in my first 30 days, right, I'm brand new, I can make an additional $225. Plus, if I get just one more service, right? So I got 10. What happens if I get one more service? That's 11. What's the comp plan say? I just made $600. Okay, now I got 40 points. And I'm what? Because I only needed 30 to be ETL. Now I'm ETL, my first 30 days. And because I'm an ETL in my first 30 days, I made an additional 225. Okay? So my total return is 850 or 825 minus the 400 for the 10 ID seals, right? I'm paying half. Minus the 224 to get into business. I have a $201 profit. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. It gets bigger. Let's see. At $201 profit in your first in 30 days, ETL in 30 days, now you've jumped up to the 5% residual mark. Now you can make 4% on levels 1 and level 2. How cool is that? All right. So now you'll make an additional $36 for the residuals on those 10 accounts, making your total profit now at $237. Absolutely worth it. Now imagine a success story. All of their friends will hear about their first 30 days. Actually, it's going to start earlier than that because in those first couple of weeks, they're going to be talking about this, right? Now, what about, but Chris, I've been in business longer than 30 days. That's okay. If it's past 30 days, we're going to see if it's worth it right now. So now we're already in the business. $400 investment, 10 ID seals, right? $40 a piece is $400. right? One more service, because we ain't dumb. One more service, even if it's a gas account, is going to get us a $600 bonus, right? So now it's 40 more points. So for most of you guys, because I know Ms. Brewer, this would put you at probably what, 80, 100 points? Because you're getting close. I know I saw you climbing up there the other day. So now you're moving into the 10 to 20% residual income range, right? So $200 profit, $600 monthly bonuses from a $400, because you get $600 monthly bonuses and minus the $400 investment. Remember? $200, 40 points. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget about the residuals. So the residuals for that account, because it's a quarterly, would generate an additional $72 plus, right, the 200. If you're at 14% already, your residual would generate an additional 180 plus the 200. If you're at 17% residuals, it would do an additional $122.40 plus a two. Now we'll look at 20% would do. Now, how many people are going to stay on the ID seal because they love it? You're going to get a couple. You're going to get a few. You're probably more than not. Okay, that's huge. That is what we call thinking outside the box. So take yourself, new IBO, take yourself for here. And this, and I know, and I apologize to Kiko and Ms. Collins because this is set up more for the US, right? And I know you guys got services, you can do the same thing there, right? But we got to figure it out. Okay, think outside the box. Now you have the foundation. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to hearing about your stories. So here it is, guys. So is it worth, do you think, finding 10 people? Now, Rose and I know way more than 10 people, right? So we're going to start using this. So 10 people pay half at $40. We're getting a $200 investment from that. And then plus the residuals. Plus the people that are going to stay on the plan. Now next month we're going to have 10 more. That's huge. Yeah, is it going to be some money out of your pocket at first? Yeah, it is. Maybe only do a couple. Start. These people will be staying on the plan. Okay, so let me go here. I know I went a little bit over, guys. I thank you for being patient. Now, let's see here. Did anybody have any questions? Miss King, you could be peaking these competitors. What? I would never peak competitors, Miss Lynn. Every day. Every day. So the choice now is for you guys to decide, like, okay, let's go do it. This was the numbers at 10 people. If you can't do that, try 5, try 2, but get started because people will stay on the plans. Now, if you get someone who's just going to do a year because they like it's a better deal, it's even better yet. But here's a chance to bump up 40 points. And for those of you who are in the competition, I just gave you, you just got a cheat sheet to win. You know, Ms. Collins, I've never done that. You would have to, she was asking if she can sign a Vivint account up from Australia, living, you should be able to, because I think we did some accounts in Mexico with another service. So you should be able to do that, okay?
Mr. King, Al Thomas here. The answer is yes, she can.
Oh, there you go. See how I leveraged that? That was leverage.
Mr. King, this was a very outstanding training. I'm not saying the best you ever done, but I tell you what, it's one of the best you've done. I love that idea. I love how you broke everything down with the pictures for everybody to get it. I hope leaders, folks, you guys took snapshots of that and then regurgitated because it makes sense. And like he said, you look as an entrepreneur, not a jobber or a 9-to-5er, but it made total sense. So back to you, sir.
All right. And Mr. Dummer, I have one more thing to show here. All right, guys. So someone's asking about, well, I don't know if I need identity theft protection. I'm going to share my screen one more time, right? I don't know if I need to, I feel like I'm doing fine now. Write this down. This is my myidseal.com. myidseal.com. Don't look at the up top. This is what's going to come up now. All right. Now, here's what you have people do. And here's what I say. And I'll say, Mr. Hey, all right, Jabri, let me ask you. I know you say you're fine and everything else, everything's cool, but were you breached in the Equifax breach? And most people don't know. Occasionally you get, yeah, I was. Or I don't know is what most of the time, most people, I have no idea. Well, if they said they had identity theft protection already, I said, well, that's something your ID protection should have told you. Here, let's do. You got a second? Let me look at something. So here, this is my name, guys. Boom. So they're asking for last name, and then the last 4 or last 6 of your social. Got it? And here's stairs. So I got everything with stairs. You verify because you're not a robot. Submit. Now, based on this is what you get. Based on the information provided, our records indicate your personal information was impacted by the Equifax incident. Now, there was cash return on this, and they had some free identity theft protection, which was worthless, but that's how you find out. Now, when the people see their name, you've been hacked. This is what I tell them. Miss Brewer, your information is now going to be put on the dark web for sale. Sad part about it, they're going to be selling each piece of information for about $1 a piece. That hurt my feelings. I thought my stuff was worth more than $1. So, myidseal.com, hit people up. They're hem-hawing about getting ID seal, show them. Let's see if you've been compromised. When they see their information has been compromised, they have a different thought process. I'm telling you. Okay? But that's all I got, guys. See anybody have any other? Oh, someone threw the link up there. Thanks, Jabri. So, guys, that's all I have. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be back right here at 9 a.m. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. And who's on the call? Yeah, Miss Driscoll. Yep, Miss Driscoll's going to be hammering it down. So I look forward to seeing you guys here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. You guys have a blessed night. God bless.
Wait, sir, before you leave, can we show Mr. King some love? This was an outstanding, wonderful, methodical, thought out, well talked to, right? Like he's talking across the kitchen table to every one of us. What a wonderful job. I love the idea of the 2 plans we have, either single or family, and then they got multitudes and that they're not totally covered. I hope you guys got that. Plus, also, I like the idea his buddy Jeff got on. Hey, man, you train, get to my house, get me and my wife both signed up. I love the idea of the monitoring for kids and the bullying at 13 could have saved that young man's life. I love everything about this call tonight. What about the $80 for the quarterly and plus a story? I like that. So in other words, I'm going to pay half of it, but I want your story. Folks, that was powerful. It's almost kind of go hand in hand what I did last night on the leadership when I showed me going out there taking pictures of the Vivid customer, the Vivid guys, as I was doing a home and setting up that house. And I took pictures of all that. Tonight, we had pictures and sounds of different stories that are real life stories that he took. And I'm telling you, like I said last night, take these real life stories and archive and show people. It's going to help you get more and more and more customers. What Mr. King did tonight with that $80 for the quarterly plus your story. That, to me, that was like the icing on top of the cake, because think about it. I want your story. I'm going to pay half of it, but I need your story. See, stories sell, and oh my God, that was powerful. And like he said, what if you did 10 of those a month? Look at the income you make. And he broke it down to some point. You're making money on the story. You're making money on the residuals. And you got, oh my God. I hope you guys really got this. If not, go back to the site. Go back to Destiny International when this is posted a little later tonight. Get it and look at it again and again and again and again. And I would send it out to all your IVOs. Not only that, if I were you, not only I would take this and regurgitate it and go back to it, look at it, and then start implementing it. Because I like the idea of the $80 and a quarter, paying half of it for a quarter, and I got to get a story. I love that part. So, sir, thank you so much, everybody. Shall we show? Come on, let's give Mr. King some. My God, I told you all week long. Sunday night's gonna be a big one. Sunday night's gonna be a good one. And I tell you what, he delivered the goods tonight. And I want to thank you and your lovely wife, because I know who put the flyers together. But thank you, sir. Wonderful job explaining to it. You just took your time. You didn't rush through it. You just talked through it, and it was powerful. So with that, we want to thank you, sir. And like you said, tomorrow morning, Ms. Giles Driscoll is going to be on the call. Take us home, sir. Close it out.
All right, boss. Thank you very much, sir. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you all.